Hey guys, welcome back to the AG Coach channel, and today I am here to help you walk through another Codecademy challenge project. Today we're going to be working with the project called Healthy Recipes, okay? So as you can see on my screen to my right, I have my text editor, my VS Code that I'll be working out of. To the left, we are on the Codecademy website. You can see they have a project tab that will give us all the steps. We have a code tab that provides you with a text editor. I'll be using my own, but this is a Codecademy text editor. And then we have an output tab that's going to give you the output of your code. Okay. To see the output of our code, being that we're working outside of the the Codecademy text editor, is I have a window already open, and as you can see, the code that we start off with, this is how it's going to be rendered, okay? So the same code that I have in my HTML file is the same code that is given to us in the HTML file of Codecademy. So, looks like we are working with CSS on this one. Let's get started. So using CSS selectors, you'll give a recipe website some new style, okay? If you get stuck during this project or would like to see an experienced developer, you're looking at one. I mean, stop. There's the get unstuck button up here, and this is your project walkthrough video, but they also provide you with one as well. Okay, guys, let's get started. Step 1, before you begin, take a look at the site structure in the index.html. All right, this is the index.html. Okay, start by making the image at the top of the page a little bit smaller. Navigate to the style CSS and write the CSS selector for the image tag. Okay, so just really quickly, style CSS is going to be my healthy recipe CSS. That's just what I named it. Generally, you might also see index HTML and index CSS. Okay, so just don't get confused in that part. All right, so we're going to give the image tag the CSS bone height of 150 pixels. So the image tag, and what's that's going to do is our image here, which is at the top of the page, when we re-render the page, it becomes 150 pixels all around. Now you can play around with it. You can go ahead and make it 200. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's 2000. 2000, 200. Okay, but for the purpose of this project, we'll stick with 150. All right, guys. Let's move on to step 2. We got step 1 down. The font size of the recipe description should be larger. In the style CSS, write a CSS selector for the description class. Within the curly braces, add the following CSS. All right, so the description class is right here. P class description. Kale and quinoa provide a healthy blah, blah, blah. Okay, very good. So in our CSS, we're going to have a new class description. And we are going to give it a font size of 20 pixels. There we are. All right, and let's go ahead and take a look. So the Kale and quinoa provide, this line right here should be rendered to 20 pixels on refresh, and it has. Very good, guys. So let's check off step 2. Let's go moving on to step number 3. Next, let's style the cooking time. The element on line 15 of the index HTML, so line 15, cook time, has an ID attribute of cook time. Yes, ID is the attribute of cook time. Navigate to the style CSS and add the cook time ID selector. Inside of its curly braces, write bold font weight. Okay, so this is cook time. So we are coming upon our first difference maker, and it is this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll point it out to you in a second. And we set a bold font weight, right? For bold. Okay, very good. So the biggest difference that you guys should be aware of right now are with classes and IDs. When you're coding in a class, you have the period. When you're coding in an ID, you have the hashtag, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at what we did. So the cook time, total time 45 minutes. So basically we made this gold. Wait, it's very good. All right, guys. To turn out bold, check off step 3 and move on to step 4. Now let's change the bullet points of the ingredients list to squares instead of circles. Start by writing a selector for the lead elements inside of the ingredients element. Then write this inside of the curly braces, this style. Oh, they changed it. All right, guys. So, first thing first is we want to target the leads inside of ingredient. So we're gonna class an ingredient with an S, and we want the lead elements inside of there, and list style is gotta be squared. So looks like something changed. I kind of like it because it's a little bit short. I'm used to doing list style type. Okay, if you see, it's gonna run it the same way. We have circles with list style type. You want to refresh the page, it's gonna come out to squares. I guess everything is about making things concise. So if list style is the same thing as list style type, let's take a look. Refresh the page, it's the same. Then let's go with list style and let's throw the type out the window. Okay, guys. So if you used to writing list style type, you can now write list style. All right, guys. Step number 5. Next, let's make the time for each preparation step appear gray. So we want the time, preparation time. Okay. So in the style CSS, write a selector for P elements that also have a class of time. So we're targeting these 3 elements. The P element that have a class of time. So the cook times, it looks like. And we're going to make the colors gray. So here you can write P cook time. Is it cook time? No, we already did cook time. It's time. Go ahead and write P time, or you can go ahead and write time. I'll show you both ways. And we're going to make the color gray. Very good. So if you're writing P time, or if you're just writing time, when you go to your output, time 40 minutes, time 4 minutes, and time 1 minute, these lines of code should turn gray. So let's refresh that, and there you have it. You can also just write time because it's the class that we are targeting, and you'll have the same output. Okay. Let's refresh these. Okay. So let's go ahead and check off step number 5. Move on to step 6. At the bottom of the page, there's a link to the full recipe. Let's make the link a different color. So let's go take a look at what they're talking about. The bottom of the page here. Okay, there's a link that takes us to the full recipe on the separate page. So we want to make this link a different color. So, my bad. Notice that the HTML index on line 42, okay, we have P class citation and class external link. There's a P element with a class of citation, then a link element inside of it with a class of external link. Navigate to the style CSS and using the selector, and write a selector using the external link class. Then add this line of code inside of the selector's curly brace. Okay, so we are writing a line of code not for the entire paragraph, so we're not going to write it for a class citation, but solely just we want to target the link. So to target the link, we need to target the link's class. So let's go ahead and copy this external link class. Shoot. There you go. And let's go ahead and paste that here, external link class, and we want to change the color to sea green. So let's see how that works. We are. There we have it. Refresh and you see that our link changed colors to sea green. So let's go ahead and check off step 6 and move on to step 7. Finally, let's make the font Helvetica instead of the default Times New Roman. Instead of writing multiple selectors to apply the font family properties, write a selector that applies the font family attribute to all at once. The selector should target the H1, H2P. Okay. So just thinking this, I have two ways. I'm thinking in my head. The first way is, as you can see, all right, we have different fonts for this page. Okay, refresh it, you can see. Well, not different fonts, but it's all New Times Roman. So the first way that I can think of is by simply writing CSS code for the body. So if you just body font family and we change that to Helvetica, then we should have, there you have it, everything changed. Now the last one, it's I might have to do some research really quickly. I'll do it on my own time, but I think it's like a star or star, something like that. Let me try the first star. And this shouldn't be like, there you have it. So you can two ways. You can either star and it would pretty much make this code for the entire page, or you can hit body, but body won't necessarily make the code for the entire page. It'll just make the code for the entire body. So I don't know if that makes sense, but anyways, star and body. So let's go ahead and check off step number 7, and it looks like we completed our challenge. So looking at our page that we rendered, we went ahead and we changed the pixels of the profile image. We went ahead and we changed the size of the recipe description. We changed the depths of certain aspects and made it bolder. We changed colors so it could pop and stand out. So there you go. So what you're going to do now is, if you worked outside of the Codecademy's text editor, is simply copy your entire CSS file that you coded, and let's go ahead and let's paste it inside of the Codecademy text editor. So I already completed this project, but if you just simply go back, paste the work that we just did, and we run it, then in our output, we should be outputting the same web page as our Codecademy website. So guys, first of all, congratulations on completing the project. I hope that this walkthrough helped you complete it, but also understand this project, and have a look at my YouTube page for more Codecademy walkthrough projects. Have a great day.